go. Would you like to dance to that?
Yeah, of course.
Right,
yeah.
Come on.
Little air guitar, but I was thinking maybe not open it up with that. Everybody would be like, who is this guy?
Panthers 360, what's up, WPTV News YouTube channel. We are live here this afternoon in studio today with the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny Hockey, they call him in some parts, the man who just walked out of the weight room, John Barron, our WPTV News
suits
sports
are starting
reporter.
to get a little smaller, so I got to start working on that a little bit more.
Yeah, newlywed, might I add.
Yes,
sir.
I appreciate it. Yeah, of course, last time, I don't know if you remember, but I am John Barron. I do a good portion of the sports. I've been helping out with everything, even a part of that Mike Trim duo. They made it up to Edmonton just about, 6, 7, 8 months ago?
It seems like yesterday, pal.
Yeah, hey, we had a great time. We had an awesome time when you walk out and you get to see the Stanley Cup yet again, stay right here in South Florida, hopefully for a three-peat, but a lot of things happening. A lot of things have to go our way for us to have that conversation yet again.
We're at the Thanksgiving week mark, finally, okay?
Yeah.
So a little more than a fourth of the season done already, and we're just getting started. But one thing that won't stop is the list of injuries. I mean, here we go again. So the latest one we're going to talk about right up front and center, and you can get your comments and your questions here on the WPTV News YouTube page. Cole Schwindt, he came in, he was doing great center, because so many other people are injured. He came in. He's going to miss an extended period of time, has a broken arm. And if you remember this, we can kind of show video to the side here. Schwindt was hurt in the game against Vancouver back on the 17th, collided with Sergei Bobrovsky, and when you saw it, you were like, ugh. So maybe at least 2 months here with a broken arm. But then you had Eetu Luostarinen also out with head coach Paul Maurice called it a barbecuing mishap.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that, but that's a big hit yet again. I mean,
it is.
Luostarinen was finding his groove and really helping out a lot. But, when you talk about goal scorers, he was one of those guys that was going to play kind of a pivotal role in either the assist or in the goal scoring. So we needed something, and losing him, unfortunately, means a lot to this team, who's already kind of heavy when it comes to a lot of the injuries. And hopefully we need those goal scorers back.
Well, listen, a clip provided by the Panthers back on November 19th. Let's hear from head coach Paul Maurice on both of those injuries and how the team's dealing with them right now.
Eetu had a barbecuing mishap, seriously, and suffered burns. I'm going to list him as week to week, because we don't have a lot of experience with this, and some of it's when he comes back and feels comfortable, put the equipment on and away we go. It's not, he wasn't in the hospital overnight. He did get seen by doctors in that vein. Schwindt broke his arm. He is very likely going to have surgery. He's going to see the doctor today, but that surgery won't take place for another week. They need to let the swelling go down. 2 to 3 months.
When you hear that, you cover the team closely, practices, games. When you hear the tone the coach is using with another list of injuries, what are your thoughts on that right out the gate?
Coach Paul Maurice has had a long stint in these last couple of months of having to address the media, address us, and talk about we're going to be a little shorthanded yet again. That's not something a coach should be so well versed at. And unfortunately, Coach Paul Maurice has had way too many practices at being able to say it and addressing the media and giving us exactly what we need. But unfortunately, he has had to say this, 5 times already this season?
Yeah.
And I mean, starting off with day 1 of training. And next thing we know, we're losing our captain. And we already knew we were losing Kachuk with surgery. So you lose 2 guys in a pivotal role. And then you also lose so many of these guys that play roles on the first, second, third, fourth line.
Yeah.
It's not something that you want to talk about. But Paul Maurice has handled it well. He keeps getting this team. I mean, if you look at it, this team is not too far off from where we are now from what we were a year ago.
And we're going to talk about that in 1 second. For those at home, if you're kind of in and out with the Panthers, look at this full screen graphic that we have for you. These are the Panthers on the shelf right now. Jonah Gadjevic, Kulikov, Barkov, Kachuk, Tomas Nosek. I remember media day, walked in like, hey, we didn't know about that, but we're going to hear about it today.
Yeah.
So the closest one, John, we're at right now as returning, and it's a big one, Matthew Kachuk. So we heard December-ish at the beginning of the season, but now we're probably like a week or 2 away for him being actually on the practice ice. Are you hearing the same?
I am hearing the same. Of course, they're going to play those cards a little close to the vest, because the one thing they don't want to do is have anybody get any kind of false hope that, okay, Matthew Kachuk's going to play here in December. Well, it's not a guarantee, but we do know that he's going to be on the ice here within the next few weeks. That we do know. We don't know how much of a skating time limit he'll be on for how long. So hopefully he's going to come in and play a huge role in the power play, which is something we've been lacking so much on.
We talked about it last week because the Kachuk brothers have now introduced Wingman, the podcast that they have, Wingman, and he knows he's getting thrown right into the fire.
Yeah.
Matthew Kachuk. It's not like, oh, I'll kind of ease in. And he's built for that. I think he's going to be ready. But as you mentioned earlier, if they win tonight, and this is airing tonight as we play Nashville in Nashville, they'll have almost the same amount of points, almost the same record. It's just varying slightly as they did through 22 games last year.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing. More than a quarter of the season done so far. So how are they holding it together with all these injuries?
They're just a well-constructed team. Paul Maurice is one of the best right now. And when you talk about a coach that sits there and can have so many problems, talk about any other team in the NHL that loses these key roles, loses his alternate, loses his captain, has 4 other injuries on the line, and immediately has them still in a playoff conversation. Come on, man. I mean, this guy is knowing what he's doing. He's won 2 Stanley Cups. He knows what to do. He knows his role. And he knows he has to bring this team together because of the fact that they have to go ahead and still be in the conversation. Brad Marchand has been electric since we've signed him. And when you talk about a guy like Sam Reinhart, has been consistent. These guys know how to play the game. And that's what they need out of them. They need to play Panther hockey to keep us in the conversation.
Yeah, and it helps as well as right now in the East. You might have some people kind of maybe Colorado running away with the West at this early point. In the East, it's less than 10 points separating most of the teams. There's no clear cut like, okay, they're winning the President's Trophy, let's hand it to them now. That benefits the Panthers right now. It's just staying close, and then you get some winnable games and you get on a roll.
Yeah, look, and when you look at it, I mean, when you talk about the record, let's talk about the Eastern Conference, not just the Metropolitan. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference. We're all like 4 points away. I mean, we're even talking about the Sabres are still in a conversation because they've won their last 2. I mean, we're talking about the Sabres are still in a conversation. Everybody is 4 points out of either the lead or within the first 3 runnings. And that's a problem for the East because if you let the Panthers stay around for way too long and they get firepower back, it's going to be a problem.
You just saw some of that firepower in the clip while you were talking, John. Sam Reinhart's kind of heating up and finding the back of the net. But as we move on with these long-term injuries, there are players, still a huge core from the championship squad last year, even the year before. The leader of the pack is somebody that doesn't have to wear the C or even an alternate captain A. It's Brad Marchand. I mean, look at these stats right here that we can take a look at. Team leader Brad Marchand is in points, 24-0, but he has 13 goals. The best goal-scoring start of his career.
Yeah, 37 years old, by the way.
When you think about that, you have Lundell, 18 points. Like we said, Reinhart really heating it up. Seth Jones has been playing spectacular hockey lately. I mean, just really solid. He had a 2-goal game there against Vancouver the other night. And then arguably one of the best, if not the best defenseman in the league, Gustav Forsling. Yeah. So these are the guys holding it down while the guys are coming back from injury.
And again, like I said, if you look at that roster right there, just in that 5, I mean, that's a team. That's a playoff roster. I mean, yeah, you might be talking about the wild card, but they're a playoff roster in themselves. So when you look at Matthew Tkachuk, who's going to be coming back here soon, when you hope, fingers crossed, that the team is still playing by the time we get Barkov back, and most of these key role players come back, we're talking about playoff hockey. The three-peat is still alive, but they can't get lost in these months. They can't get lost wrapping up November, having December and January. These are crucial months for this team to keep playing as well as they are. They're winning, and when they do lose, it unfortunately does look like they're losing a lot. But when you talk about the point spread, it doesn't matter. As long as you get your points, you take these games when you have a chance, and you keep adding on to the points. Like I said, I keep saying, it's like a 4-point differential right now between us and the leaders.
I'm pretty sure all their games have been, all their wins have been regulation wins as well. So
they only have 1 overtime win, but they've only had 2 overtime games.
Right. So you bank those points where you can. They are in a stretch with the home. 11 out of 12 games are home. Minus this tonight in Nashville. You hope to bank some of those points. We play Calgary soon, and not knocking the fans.
No. My thing is when you have that moment, you get a chance to have 12 games in front of your home crowd. You gotta win 9.
matters.
You gotta win 9.
Right,
That's a bottom. You gotta win 9 of those. You've got your own home crowd. You're not traveling the stress of having to get on and get off a plane or a bus or whatever. You gotta win those 9 games, and this is crucial 9 because this might be 9 games before we see Matthew Tkachuk make his reappearance.
I love the fact that, this quest for the three-peat, it really has everybody honed in on every game. And so it's like that's why we have Panthers 360. We're going in depth for you. We love this. John, I've been waiting to tell everybody at home this, and I hope you're sticking around here if you have any questions or comments. You've got a game day superstition that has reached championship levels at this point.
Yeah.
Can you break down what you do? Okay, you're in the press box, the game starts, it's period 1. Take it away from there.
All right, so I'm a very superstitious person ever since I was in high school. I do the same thing, same routine. If I win, it's just something that'll be beaten into me ever since. The Panthers won the first series about last year. When I say last year, I mean 2024. And they were sitting there, won their first series, and I was like, okay. I left at the end of the first period and went down to my car because I can't watch. I love the Panthers, so I can't watch a game fully because my nerves will be fried. So I go down to the car and I was watching it on my phone. About 5 minutes left in the third period, I came back. Guess what? They scored and ended up going on to win that series. I said, okay, this is what I'm doing from now on. My record, ever since I've done that, I did that even when we played against Vancouver. I did it when we played against the Devils.
Yeah.
My record right now, all time, is 15-4.
With that superstition.
With that superstition.
And listen, when I was with you as a team for the first time, we were up in Edmonton, our photographer, the awesome Leo Marchesani, there we go, the picture of the three of us. You're leaving at the end of the first. I'm like, where are you going?
Yeah.
And Leo's like, it needs to happen.
It's like Leo with his socks. And,
Yes.
when we did our stuff and Leo didn't have his socks on, we blamed on Leo not having his socks.
He has special Panther socks.
He has special Panther socks. I leave at the end of the first period, come back 5 minutes left in the third. Guess what happened when Marshy scored the overtime goal to win it in game 2. I leave, and unfortunately we lost game 3.
Yep.
I leave. And guess what? We go in, or actually I think we won game 3. So when I left, it was game 1. That's what it was. I left, it went to overtime, right?
Leo messed
Game
it up.
2, he didn't have his socks on. Game 2, we come back, Marshy scores the overtime goal in the second overtime.
Double overtime.
And there you go. Next thing you know, that superstition carries on. I've even got some of the security guards inside of Amerant Bank Arena know when it's time, holding the elevator open, telling me, come on, don't chit-chat, let's get to the car. So I don't know. It's fun. It's good fun. Everybody gets into it.
Yeah.
I love it.
If you ever see the camera pan around during a very important or playoff game and you see John Barron somewhere in the crowd or press box second period, John, get out of there.
Yeah.
You're screaming at your television.
Sometimes I get people that stop me and talk to me, and I got people that are sitting there by the elevator going, hey, let's get it going, man. Come on.
Okay. Well, listen, happy Thanksgiving to you, sir.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. And listen, have a great week. We have Nashville tonight. Philadelphia on Wednesday night, hoping to bank those points.
You got to win as many as you can in November, December before we get back with our alternate, Matthew Tkachuk.
There you go. Listen, every Wednesday night on South Florida's 7:30 p.m., you can watch us. Panthers 360 will include these clips from the analyst segment, but you've been joining us live here on the WPTV News YouTube page. Get your questions, get your comments in. We'll get to all of them, folks. This is Panthers 360 for John Barron. I'm Mike Trim. Have a great rest of your day.